Alright, second time recording this because my audio just messed up. But here's my take on the quote-unquote Apple liquid glass effect. It's very chalked, but this is not a tutorial or anything. This is just going to be an overview. So I made this effect prior to actually knowing about 𝗂𝗧𝗏's video, which is making Apple's liquid glass in Davinci Resolve. Now I didn't know that he made this video when making this effect. I just learned about this video after making this effect, and overall you should just watch this video because it's much better. But basically mine is just more of a simplified version of his effect, or I would say that, yeah. All right, so how this effect works is that I have a movement node here, which is just a transform node with the center being connected by these three nodes here, and they play a role of basically moving the mask from these nodes here, this one, this one, this one, and this one. It's pretty simple, I guess, and you can see that there's some displacement just happening at the edge of the tile or the mask, as you can see. And this works by having a node here, or three nodes here, which is basically the main node being the background one and the rectangle one. The rectangle one node having this soft edge effect on it, with the second background node here, and I create a bump map which helps make that beveled distortion effect, and I connected it to the displacement, and as you can see there's the bevel displacement. And I added a blur node here and connected the same mask to the blur node, and with this merge I added a background node and also connected the same rectangle node onto this background node, which basically masks out the main effect here as its own like portion, I guess. And I added a shadow effect for the background. It's not a lot, it's subtle, but it's definitely there. So it helps to add like depth. And with the merge node, I also made an instance of the rectangle node for this background node, which has a white color on it. I also have here another rectangle node as like a cutout for the bevels here to make it sort of like light reflective-esque. And then I added a brightness contrast effect to make it brighter, and then I connected it here, and you can definitely see it, and the outcome is this. So, and this movement I explained earlier basically controls these three masks for the center, and going to this main node here you can control the mask size. This also affects all three of the masks, as you can see. And before this effect, or before I finished making this effect, I did have another prototype where I used the inner shadow created by 𝗦𝗏𝗏𝗏, which is SM inner shadow. It does work better, but the movement doesn't really work that well. It's just static. If you do have the 𝗦𝗏𝗏𝗏 macros, then you can just use that, but do take note that you can't really make movements with it, so you just have to use this type of, solution. And yeah, that's basically it, honestly. Of course, this effect was inspired by 𝗦𝟑 Rico's better glass morph effect, and then after the effect was made, I realized that 𝗂𝗧𝗏 also made one. That's basically it. This is just my simplified effect on the quote-unquote Apple's liquid glass effect, and of course it's still laggy, but it's not going to be as bad for rendering, I hope. And yeah, that's pretty much it, honestly. Yeah,